Hi, this is Randy Finney with Right Side of the Chart, and today is Thursday, September 13th, 2018. Yes, another video, only because I'm seeing a lot, a lot of developments, especially for an active trader. Not so much for a swing trader, but an active trader, or I should say, I'm sorry, a trend trader. Active traders can swing trade off these levels. So to recap, yesterday, towards the end of the day, I put up a post, a couple of charts, 15-minute charts on the SPY and QQQ, which we're looking at here, and stated that I sort of flopped towards a more bullish scenario now near term, that this level might be taken out. Just the bears had a lot of opportunities to get down here and take this level out. Didn't do it, and then we were pushing up yesterday to this level. And so what I highlighted then yesterday were these intersecting resistance levels right there, about 182.65, and that downtrend line on QQQ, which had contained prior pullbacks there. So we started moving up in the futures this morning. I was watching those early on and gradually just walked on through there. So we gapped up today and took that level out. So it's a clear breakout now, which on face value, of course, is bullish, but I wanted to point out levels. So here's a level. First target's now been hit. That's 187.27. This is a resistance zone. So this is where I favor at least a pullback trade, a reversal off this level. And I'm leaning towards right here, and I'll show you why in a second. That I think we're gonna fade this gap here soon. It's a pretty nice gain so far in QQQ, but I think it will be faded if you're looking, if I can get this video out to you quick enough, for maybe a little pullback trade. And if not, you could short it here. And I'm talking again an active trade. You can have a stop somewhat above that level there, keep it real tight. At least come back in and test the top of this gap, but I think more so maybe that back down here to about 183.19 and quite possibly more. I'm going to show you why in a second. Again, why I think we'll reverse off around this level. So that's the QQQ daily chart. I'm sorry, 15-minute chart. We're going to get to the daily in just a second before I leave this one. Here's SPY. There was a level 289.40, and you can see we've taken it out. So that's a breakout right there on this 15-minute time frame. Now let's just go look at the daily charts real quick. I'm going to go back to QQQ because that's where most of my focus has been recently. And what we have is this trend line here. I've been showing this one on the 60-minute chart all the way out to the daily time frame. Pretty significant trend line. And so you can see right now we have another back test of that trend line. So there it is. I've tightened this one up a little bit to come in and catch all these candles. And so you can see we've back tested that for several days now. And this is another back test. So QQQ is going to do one of two things today. Most likely, it'll either regain this trend line. And, can it close right on it? Sure, it can close on it. But we've had several days of back testing it. If we're going to regain it, it'll probably be today. And remember, the thing is, QQQ, although I like that trend line, the only hesitation that it's been given me, and as I've been saying, is XLK, which is the tech sector, has a comparable trend line which it successfully defended. It's tested it pretty much all week. Excuse me, and has now bounced off that level. And one of the key components of the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P, for that matter, is Amazon, and it's also successfully defended its trend line. So they're both above trend, as are a couple key stocks. So right now, you just have to, like I said, give the benefit of the doubt. And these short-term charts, that I was making the case for at least a short-term pullback trade on QQQ, and of course we did get it. We moved off that divergent high, but again, for the near term now, unless something big happens today, you're talking a pretty big reversal, 1% gain, and anything is possible. But you'd have to come back down below this level here, 182.65. So there it is. It's a breakout. Shorting it here would be certainly aggressive counter trend trade because we just broken out. Normally, you want to chase a breakout on the long side. This market's still there's still a lot of things sitting right on the edge. Some stocks, some sectors that have broken down recently, others doing well. So again, I'm not. Here's what I'm trying to say. I'm not chasing it long here. I sidestepped the gap, and I'm now I did put a short on right here, right after the open, because we're backtesting that trend line. I'm gonna just allow up to right here, 184.75. I'm trading the NQ on it, but either way, I think that's an objective short area for a pullback, at least for a backfill of this gap or down here to that 183.23 level. And I just don't see us powering up on through here right now. There's a lot of damage on the charts. We still have Apple struggling. Remember, Apple, the world's largest stock, the largest component of QQQ, the largest component of S&P 500. If I can pull it up here, it still has some. A case can still be made on the bearish side. Here was a minor downtrend line so far, taken out today, but there's that 25.39 level. You can see that it's not an arbitrary line. You have reactions. It was support here, broke down there, back tested there, failed there. So here's Apple at resistance. As I've been highlighting, still looking for, still see the potential for this target. And if Apple reverses and moves down there, you probably have a 90 to 95% chance that the entire stock market's going to come down as well, because that would constitute a drop of at least right now from where we're at 4.5% in Apple. So there it is. And don't forget, bigger picture, you had quite a few technical bearish events. I had a bearish engulfing candle on Apple. That came after an extended uptrend. As I talked about the other day, I highlighted that we had a bullish engulfing on QQQ and some key stocks like this one right here. But a bullish engulfing candle to me it means little to nothing when it becomes just in the middle of a regular trend. You want to look for bullish, or at least I do, bullish engulfing candlesticks as reversal sticks when they come after a prolonged downtrend, and you want to see a bearish engulfing candle as a reversal stick after a prolonged uptrend, which this was. So there's that. There's the pattern there. If we're talking about candlesticks, you also had, three consecutive bearish reversal patterns. You had the bearish engulfing candlestick confirmed with more downside. You had over here three outside down bearish. This candle here, let me show you real quick, and you can Google search these terms. 1, 2, 3. These constitute a three outside down bearish pattern, and then you had also three black crows, which again, candlestick stuff. You can look up these terms if you're not familiar. 1, 2, 3. So that's a lot of sticks right there. Three different patterns, if you will, candlestick reversal patterns in Apple. But it's been a resilient stock. You got to give this one the benefit of the doubt. I wouldn't dive in head first on an Apple short, but I know some of you on the site members have shorted it. And again, it's also, can be used to help get a good idea of where the NASDAQ 100 is going. So just watch those levels. Hey, if it takes them out, we're just not far from it now. If it pops above there, QQQ is going to probably pop above that level that I'm talking about here. Oh, where did it go? 15-minute chart. There it is, 184.77. And that kind of then really puts a crimp into the bearish outlook there. Again, we have to have a big fade right now, over 1% to really uh, to give any hope of that near-term bearish case alive. But right now, let's just say it's been pretty much banged up pretty good with this. Just to reiterate, when I go back to this daily chart, the much more significant daily time frame, looking at QQQ, just putting in a big, strong divergent high, flirting with trendline support, whether it has another thrust up. I just don't think the risk reward to going long right now is very attractive. It's a momentum trade, as long as this momentum, it's like a game of musical chairs. As long as the music keeps playing, you're fine. So again, if you bought the pullback, bought today's breakout, sure, trail a stop up and you should be fine. The only way you're not fine is if you're trading QQQ and you get a big gap down one day that goes past your position. That's where, if you have the capital and the experience, futures are, in my opinion, a little safer entity to trade because you have that round the clock protection. They're so liquid. Even 3 in the morning, there's liquidity in the NQ, so you can place a stop loss order, and if it goes below there, you're going to get stopped out, so you don't have to wake up to a 1 or 2% gap against your position like you might in QQQ. Okay, and just to wrap up with the futures, here's ES. ES, there's that level it's taken out. Again, the recent trading range that was highlighted was right here. So we went sideways. We've taken it out today with an impulsive move. There's some minor resistance right here, about in that comes in right about 29.05, right about where we are now. A couple reactions here, reactions here. Again, what I would call minor resistance. So we'll see. We're up now. And then the future SPY, not as strong as QQQ. These are of course, the ESE minis. That's up about 0.5%. Let's look at NQ real quick. NQ a little stronger today, quite a bit actually. Pretty big disparity up 1.15 right there. And you can see that's it. There's the recent trading range. It has been taken out now this morning. The recent trading range right there. You have, although on QQQ, we're right about at that top of that resistance zone now that I just covered earlier on that 15-minute chart. NQ, I start seeing some resistance come in here around 7,600. That's the first decent resistance. It's not a very solid. It's what I call a minor resistance zone. So watch that. If you're targeting, maybe you want to trade the pop, get out on a long real quick. Maybe recycle in on a pullback. And now, of course, support resistance once broken becomes support. So any pullbacks at this point should be contained by that 75.46 level. And ditto for SPY, the top of that trading range, or ES that I just showed you. And then again, SPY and QQQ, those same levels. If we happen to pull back, now this is a pretty impulsive move. Let me say that. If we pull back all the way to back test these levels, well, actually, it's not that much on SPY. I need to clarify that. So there it is. If you're looking for an area if you missed this pop this morning and you want to buy a pullback, you want to go long, look for that. If you want something that would trigger some type of sell signal, 28 to 89.40 should hold on a pullback for SPY. If we go much lower, then that was a pretty nasty fake out slash bull trap there. So there's your level to watch again, 290.40. Other than that, on SPY, I can give you a level like that, like similar to ES I just showed you, but there's not a whole lot overhead before new highs. So let's just say that if they don't reverse it soon, we're probably going to see new highs in SPY. There's QQQ right at that top of that trading range. Again, I gave you those levels already. Same story. If you're looking, you don't want to chase a 1% gap. You can look for a pullback, a backfill, maybe, or a top pull back to the top of this gap. A full backfill the gap, as I said, if it happened very soon, especially today, there would be that would be a pretty ominous sign, and I think quite bearish if we came back in. We have no business when you're this far away from a breakout point. You have no business coming in and back to, especially this trend line here. So if we come back down and lose 182.65, we're probably going to go lower and then come through the bottom of this range. But until and unless that happens, this is the breakout and puts that near-term outlook as bullish. This has been Randy Finney with Right Side of the Chart. I hope you enjoyed it.